Do you think having Hamas running Gaza will help the Palestinian people?
Well, I think, I don't think that's relevant to the people that are being killed by the state of Israel. I don't think who runs the people being killed is the relevant question here.
I guess dodging questions about Hamas is the easiest thing for people to do nowadays. And here's a TV host who literally puts a socialist on the spot and they choose to just dodge the questions. I'm the other Barak coming to you live and direct here from the Holy Land in Israel. Bruchim habayim, welcome. Let's take a look at this video. Do not go anywhere. Let's talk about it after.
But when the government moved to announce its intentions to recognize Palestine a couple of days ago, you tweeted on X that how about we unrecognize Israel? Isn't that a little bit unfair, given Israel is the only homeland of the Jewish people and history has taught us what happens when they don't have a state? Do you truly believe Israel shouldn't exist at all?
Well, I think no state has a right to exist. I think people have a right to exist. So, yeah, I think that's uncontroversial, that we should unrecognize a state, an ethno-state, an apartheid ethno-state that is committing a genocide on Palestinian people.
But you support recognizing Palestine?
Well, kind of. I think it's a cowardly move by Albanese to recognize the rubble that he helped create. And while he does that, while he recognizes Palestine, still supplies and arms Israel to help bomb the Palestinians. I don't think that's going to help the Palestinian people whatsoever.
Do you think having Hamas running Gaza will help the Palestinian people?
Well, I think, I don't think that's relevant to the people that are being killed by the state of Israel. I don't think who runs the people being killed is the relevant question here.
What? It's not relevant? The people, the Gazans in the side of in the Gaza Strip, who they elected, it's not relevant. Hamas is not relevant to this conversation. They have nothing to do with October 7th. They have nothing to do with the despair. There's nothing. Delusion is what you're watching right now. Delusion.
Why did this war start?
Why do you think it started?
Because on October 7, thousands of Hamas terrorists and Palestinians raided Israel, broke into the country through multiple places, by air, by land, by sea, massacred hundreds of young people at a music festival, took 250...
I think it was actually the IDF that massacred them under the Hannibal Directive. But this started in 1948.
So do you deny the atrocities of October 7?
1948. That's not up for debate.
So you just said you actually think Hamas didn't kill civilians, it was the IDF? Is that what you're claiming?
The IDF killed a significantly higher proportion of Israeli civilians than Hamas did on October 7. That's incontroversial.
That is so false. Let me ask you this. Do you consider Hamas a terrorist organization?
I think that's not relevant.
How is that not relevant? That is the fundamental point. As long as you have a terrorist organization controlling Gaza, they will wage endless wars against Israel, massacring civilians. They have said they will commit October 7 as many times as is required to annihilate the state of Israel and, by extension, the Jewish people. If you can't see that that is the definition of terrorism and the biggest barrier in the path to peace in the Middle East, then I don't know what planet you're living on.
All right. Let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with Nelson Mandela?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use his words to kind of answer your question here. But Nelson Mandela said, and this is true, that if you have a problem with the means, so the means that the oppressed use to resist their oppressor, they're determined by the oppressor. So if you have a problem with the means used to resist the oppressor, then you should condemn and you should criticize the oppressor for getting rid of all means of resistance except violence. That's the only means that the Palestinians have to resist their genocidal oppressors. And if you have a problem with that, then your condemnation should lie with the oppressor.
This is exactly, he basically just teed up the entire divide, where the divide is of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's always me versus you. And when we want to get to us versus the problem, when we're trying to diagnose the problem, he has made it very clear. He has put his finger on his problem with the conflict, while someone like me and someone like her put our fingers on the other problem. He's not willing to claim what I think is a problem is the problem. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the IDF is perfect, but I'm not here going to say that the IDF is the problem. The people that need to be condemned are not the people he's willing to call the problem. This is somebody that you will never be able to actually have a conversation with. No matter what you say, he will always say the reason Palestinians suffer is directly correlated to the treatment by the IDF or by Israel. He will never say the reason Palestinians suffer is directly correlated to the treatment by Hamas, by other Palestinian fascist groups. It'll never get to that point with someone like this. So this conversation was a lose-lose to begin with.
What I have a problem with is the murder of innocent civilians on October 7th.
I have a problem with that too. And you know who's doing that?
They're Jewish. Israel is acting in self-defense,
Israel is the one who's sending the Apache
incredible measures
to kill all those people.
To protect civilians. If you don't see October 7th as terrorism, then I don't even know what to say to you. And ultimately, this war could have been ended. All these civilian lives could have been saved if Hamas had laid down its weapons and given back the hostages and committed to building Gaza without
Hamas
radicalism.
Has literally offered at least 4 times to return all of the hostages, and Israel has said no every single time.
That is plainly false.
This is counterfactual. I don't know where you're getting this from.
Look, thank you so much, Jordan. We're out of time now. Thank you for coming on this show. We really appreciate your time. Have a good evening.
Thanks for having me.
So, in conclusion, Hamas controlling Gaza is apparently irrelevant to whether or not there'll be peace, and it was actually the IDF that killed most of the people on October 7. Insane. But look, even though I thoroughly, vehemently disagree with everything Jordan just said, I appreciate that he was willing to come on, and that's what this is all about. Let's have the debate.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say on this video. If other people who don't like Israel are not willing to hold Hamas, hold their friends, hold Iran, hold any of their other neighbors that have taken part, hold any of the Fatah, members of Fatah, should I say, and any of the other militia brigades that took part in October 7th atrocity, if they're not willing to hold any of them accountable, I don't see any point in having conversations with people like this right now because they don't have access to the information. I just find it fascinating that there are still people today in August 2025 who have the audacity to say that Hamas has the green light for anything, bro, for anything. When have we ever given a terrorist group, and forget it, you know what? Let's not even call them terrorists because they think that the IDF are terrorists. When have we ever given any military, let's call them a military, you know what? Let's give them benefit of the doubt. Let's give the pro-Hamas camp benefit of the doubt. When have we as human beings ever given a military a go get out of jail free card, monopoly pass to do whatever it is that you would like for your national movement and liberation cause? When? When have we just given permission to just have at it, bro? Massacre. Film it. Make fun of them. Make videos. Fake the atrocities on your end. Rape women. Take children. Take them back home. Butcher them. Live stream it. Put fake bodies in coffins that you have to return back, which happen to be your own person, not the mother of the other children who you butchered. Do all of it. Do all of it. When have we given permission for people to act like that? In the comments section, if you can come up with a time like that, please let me know. Links in the description to help this video channel. I'll see you guys next time. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.